Welcome to Two Guys, One Anime. I'm Ashori.
And my name is the Holy Apple.
And today we are doing a tier list. We're not doing an openings tier list or an outros tier list. This was actually Apple's idea.
Believe it or not.
But we're going to be ranking Studio Ghibli films, which I actually think is a good idea because I've pretty much watched every single one bar a couple. And I know you've seen quite a few, but not all of them.
So when I came up with the idea, I actually thought I'd watched most of them. I've only watched about half of them. It was like, it pretty much showed me how much I missed out on. So I definitely want to go see a couple of these afterwards.
Yeah, we can. We'll work on the ones that we know and go from there anyway. As you can see on screen, we've literally got 6 tiers. I put in the one at the bottom, never seen, because like I said, I think there's 2 that I've definitely not seen. So I don't want to judge them and say that they're trash or meh just because I haven't seen them, because that might literally not be true. So let's just get in. Okay, well, I think that first one is Castle in the Sky. Have you seen Castle in the Sky?
Does not ring a bell.
Okay. Right.
If you briefly describe it to me, it might come back to me. But
yeah, Castle in the Sky is a strange one. I've only seen it once. Jesus Christ, how can I describe it? I know that the beginning starts with I'm trying to remember if it's the girl that comes down from the sky. She's like glowing and the boy catches her, and then he has to, she's gonna get caught for some reason by like some kingdom. I can't remember names for the life of me. They want her for some reason. And then she needs to, I very vaguely remember it. Very vaguely. So
this isn't ringing any bells at all for me.
This isn't one that's stuck in my mind, I'll be honest. But it's still a solid film, if I remember rightly. In fact, I probably should watch it again, if I'm honest, because it actually wasn't that bad. And I don't remember it being too old, even though it's got that typical Studio Ghibli look. So you think that it's old, but I don't think it is super old off the top of my head. I'd probably just go middle for this and go all right, if I'm honest.
I can't comment on this.
If I'm honest, I'd say it's an okay film, but I definitely think I need to watch it again.
Yeah, okay.
So this is from Up on Poppy Hill. Have you seen this?
Again, another one that is very unfamiliar.
Okay. This is definitely personally one of my top 3.
Okay, why?
It's that it looks older than what it is. It's actually fairly recent. I think this for Studio Ghibli, I think it's like 2006. It's not one of the old ones. It's about a girl who, basically the whole story is they are trying to save the clubhouse from getting demolished. Is part of the main story, but it doesn't start off as part of the main story. The main story is literally just following the life of this girl she's still in school, but she's running the household while her mum's away, and it's set in quite I think it's I'd say 50s, 60s, something like that. So the music suits it as well. There's a really famous song that they used from Up on Poppy Hill, which is such a good song. And it's just it's such an easygoing film. It's not action packed at all. It's got a bit more of a story to it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't watched it or whatever, but it's just an easygoing film. It is a film that I've put on a number of times and just had it on in the background. It's one of them films I just can, and I just completely enjoy it. I don't have much more to say from that. You just have to watch it and you might understand it. It's strange.
We'll see.
It's a strange one, but it's a very solid watch. Some of the characters are quite there's some really funny moments in it. It's just a good watch in my eyes.
I mean, You have literally a criteria for what
Yeah, I want to put it in S, but I think there are films in here that are better.
No, I'm gonna say there's definitely films.
So I'm gonna be harsh on myself and put it as a great watch, but it's definitely deserving to be there, maybe higher. Like,
I'm gonna say a great watch is literally good for any of the films anyway. So.
Yeah. Okay, next film, Howl's Moving Castle. You have to have seen Howl's Moving Castle.
I've seen Howl's Moving Castle.
Thank God. Thank God. Right. What did you make of Howl's Moving Castle?
I get to speak words now.
Yeah.
No, Howl's Moving Castle was probably one of my favourite ones, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the absolute favourite, because there's another one that's better. But no, Howl's Moving Castle was probably the first Studio Ghibli film I ended up watching, and I loved it. I'm particularly a fan of Howl, and it's not Kiki the name, is it?
No, Kiki's in the other film.
Yeah, Kiki's got Kiki's delivery service, I know that.
Yeah, I can't remember the girl's name. I know who you're on about because she gets turned old.
Yeah, it's like a really weird narrative because she gets turned into an old witch because of she gets turned into an old lady because of a witch. That was it.
It's like a curse.
And then, but Howl identifies it, and then the curse slowly starts to unravel as he stays with him. Yeah, as she stays with him.
Again, it's that romantic.
Yeah, there's a bit of romance in it, but there's like a dark twist to it all as well, which is cool. And it's in the middle of a war as well, which is another interesting turn of it all.
I also think this is one of those Studio Ghibli films that has that. It's that Spirited Away thing where the animators did something that was like really quite different, and it's the moving castle. I think that is one of the coolest things they did in that entire film. The design of it is just amazing.
A sentient bloody castle. Or at least it seems sentient anyway.
It just walks about.
But got Calcifer as well, the fire.
Yeah. Again.
And the
food always looks amazing in Howl's Moving Castle as well.
That's just anime in general. The food always looks good.
It's amazing. It's so good. Where would you put this on the list?
I would put it in a great watch.
Same.
Hands down.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I was thinking of S tier, but I think there's something else that deserves to be slightly above Castle.
Yeah, I could. But I think I think it's fair. There's definitely, I think there's probably up towards 3 films that I'd consider as S tier, if I'm being honest.
And it's probably gonna be 1, if not 2. We'll actually make it to S tier. We'll wait and see.
We'll see.
It depends if we completely agree or not. We may or we may not.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if you've seen them, because if you haven't, then it's just kind of like this becomes my tier list at that point. It's just my decision. So, but right, moving on. Areti, I think is the name of the next one. The literally, it's like The Borrowers. It's little people that live in the walls of a house.
Don't tell me there's 2, because I'm really confused now, because I know I've seen one of them and now I don't know which one.
Aridity is the family that lives in the walls of a house, or lives in the floor of a house.
Do they like sneak out at night and steal random things around the house? Alright, I've seen Aridity then.
Yeah.
I must have seen them.
I thought this was okay, actually. I didn't think I was going to like it. I thought it was quite a good film. Genuinely thought it was a good film.
I remember enjoying it. It's nice seeing a weird perspective. It's always a weird perspective having little people live in a house. I know a few other films have done it as well, but having Studio Ghibli do it in an actual anime film was again interesting to see. The narrative's a little bit different.
Yeah. There's not much more to say about it because I've only seen it once.
No.
And
I've only seen it once myself.
Again,
if not twice.
Again, the story. I mean, again, it has that romantic. There is a bit of romance in it, I think, or kind of. If I remember right, it's the kid, because he ends up.
Yeah,
he doesn't fall for it, but it's like he wants to look after her. If I remember rightly, that's how it is. Because he brings the doll's house down, and like gives them it and stuff like that. And then I think I don't know if it's like the mum or the father who like realizes what they are and wants to get rid of them or something. It's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah,
again,
it's been a long time.
again, I think it's one of them films I think I need to rewatch to get the full grasp of it. But I'd probably say it's all right if I'm being honest.
I'm comfortable with it being alright. So I don't remember anything negative about the film when I watched it.
Yeah.
And it's not the level where I'm remembering specific parts of it, so it's between meh and alright, so I'm happy with it, alright.
I'd say it's better than Tales of Earthsea. Definitely. Okay, next film. The Wind Rises.
But I get the feeling that you told me to watch this, and I did.
This is it's my number one. It's God for me.
Okay.
It's not that old. I think it came out in 2003. I want to say. I might be wrong on that, but again, it has that feeling of it not being too old. Again, it is a war based on the around the wartime. But the clever thing about this film is it's a biography, like an autobiography.
I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah. I'm gonna kick myself for not knowing the guy's name. Basically, the guy was the designer for the Mitsubishi P0. He was a plane designer. He wanted to be a pilot, but he was short-sighted. I'm gonna look up his name right now because I feel like I should do it justice. It was 2013. It wasn't 2003. It was 2013.
Only 10 years off.
Yeah, only 10 years. Yeah, and it was about Jiro Hiroroshiki. I'm probably butchering that name.
So you did a pretty good job of butchering it.
Yeah. Lived between 1903 and 1982. Designer of the Mitsubishi A5M fighter aircraft and its successor, the Mitsubishi A6M0. And it was used during World War II. He literally took them from using basically wood and paper planes to they were dealing with literally the Nazis or Germany, and they went over and they looked at their planes and they started using their technology because they were showing them actually metal aircrafts and stuff, and he was the guy who literally took their designs and started to make them, if you like, better, made them lighter. And the clever thing that he ends up doing, well, there's two. They were saying that the strength in the wings was stopping them from getting the plane to go really quick. So for lunch, I think it was salmon he used to eat all the time. He'd take the bones from it, and because they were slightly shaped, he then used that as part of his wing design for the inside of the wing, which I thought was really clever. And then there was also the fact that they said that aerodynamically the plane wasn't getting up to its speeds because the Germans used to leave the rivets exposed on the wings or on the bodywork. He came up with the idea of sinking the rivets into the aircraft to get it smoother, more aerodynamic. So it's got clever bits like that. Also, I think they use people's voices for sounds of planes, trains, wind, all that, which is really weird, but it's been done. It's done well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, it is just an S tier, but it's about his life, and again, it has the romantic thing in it and tragedy and all this stuff. But to me, it's just an S tier. Because it's different. I don't think anyone's done an anime autobiography or a biography.
No, it's definitely the first time I've heard of one when you mentioned it to me.
So yeah, I'd say God tier. Brutally honest. And you can't really say anything because you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm in a weird catch-22 situation at the minute.
You just have to take my word for it.
Sure, why not? If you're wrong, then you're wrong.
I told you to watch it, so, you know.
You did, but I've also told you to watch 7 other things.
There is that. There's a lot that I need to watch. If there were films, I probably would have watched them because they're just easy to watch. whereas series
No,
is kind
always
of
anime series.
Yeah, so
That's probably my problem. I watch too many anime series and not enough movies.
a film. I like a film because it's just easy. You can just put it on. It's like normally hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like a short story compared to the rest of it.
And yeah, it's great. Done. Finished. Doesn't mean that I don't like series. Let's just clear that up. Anime series are still amazing, but films are just easy.
You just confirmed. You don't like anime series. You just watch movies.
I don't like series anymore. Right, next one. I'm pretty sure you've seen this.
I have no idea what it is.
It's Kikis delivery service.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You've seen this.
Yes, I've seen Kikis delivery service.
Okay.
And I've got to say, the cat carries the film. I don't even care.
The cat carries the film.
It bloody does.
I mean,
it adds so much to it.
Yeah, it is a good bit. I don't know if you would say it's an S.
I won't put it as an S.
I know a lot of people really love this film. Like, this has got a big following. Kiki's delivery service. Yeah.
You can't blame him because it is actually a really good film.
Yeah, but this film to me has the same feeling as From Up on Poppy Hill. It's that just put it on, and you can have it in the background and still enjoy it and stuff. But it's just an easygoing film to watch.
Yeah, compared to like Studio Ghibli's rest of the catalogue on what they've made.
Yeah.
Kiki's delivery service is probably like the most slice of life kind of stuff that you're gonna find.
Yeah.
Because it's just a pleasant watch, really.
Mm.
It does show the hardships of how she's got to go from. I think she's like living with her parents, wasn't she? And then she moved out, ended up getting her own place and getting a job as a bakery delivery.
Yes.
So it shows you those hardships, but it's genuinely just a really friendly and random film, if anything.
Yeah, I can agree with that. The thing about it is again, I haven't watched this for ages, but you can remember it. Yeah. That's the other thing, and I think that counts for when you can remember the film. Chances are you can go, it's a good film because you've taken a lot of it in. Whereas some of these, even though I've watched them, I kind of go, I can't remember all of it. Like, it wasn't that great. So,
yeah. So I'll put it this way: I've not watched a Studio Ghibli film in about, it's got to be 7-8 years going now. So the fact that I can still remember something like the black cat from Kiki's delivery service that talks and literally carries the film, like I said, is a testament to it, really. It's like, if I'm remembering specific things of the film, then it must have been a good film. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're both in agreement that we're going to say it's a great watch.
I'm happy with a great watch, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. It's hard to say that most Studio Ghibli films aren't a great watch, just as a rule of thumb. But there are some that are better than others.
Oh, I definitely believe that you've got to watch them all once, at least.
Yes.
Do yourself a favour.
Except the newest one. Just don't watch.
I mean, you can still watch it because the story's probably okay. It's just if you can get over the animation rather than it being anime. As long as you can get over that, then it's probably still a decent film, story-wise. But it's just,
never do.
You know that I'm quite bad with even anime art, like certain art styles. Like, I will literally not watch an anime because it doesn't look good.
Kengan Ashura.
I almost did it with Cyberpunk. Literally almost did it with Cyberpunk.
I would not forgive you if you did it with Cyberpunk.
It was only because you said, it was only because you said like, oh, you have to actually stick with it and try it. And I was like, when I looked at the trailer, I was like, nah, I don't look at this. This looks really janky. I was wrong.
What happened?
I was wrong.
Anime of the year.
Kengan Ashura, I did try to watch, and I just can't see past it. But Crybaby Devilman, whatever it's called, was the exact same. The intro was, I thought, terrible. And I just, after like 15 minutes of watching it, I just looked at the animation and I was like, I can't watch this. It's probably a good anime, but I just can't get on with the animation style. I thought it was terrible. And it's going to be the same with that film.
I think after a while, when you watch so much anime, you just get used to that style, and you don't really like it when one anime tries to change it drastically or do something.
I can live with it because there's a couple in here that have got different styles. Like they went out their way.
You can still clearly see them as anime.
That's it.
That's the point.
That's it.
It's like comparing all the Studio Ghibli films to the new one. It's such a drastic change.
Yeah,
so.
you're going from actually like cells potentially on. I'm pretty sure they use cells on all of their stuff.
Yeah.
To then just literally using animation, like it's completely. It's a completely different art form, if you like. It's like the difference of going between drawing and then painting, if you like. It's two different things in theory. Well, actually, it is. It's like drawing and then computer-aided design. It's like, they are two completely different things in theory. So, but it's just personal choice. If anyone actually does sit down and watch the new film, you can comment below and tell us if it's good or if it is trash. Let us know.
Probably the latter.
Probably the latter. One that I am pretty sure everyone knows.
Oh yes,
My Neighbour
Genshin Impact.
Totoro.
Okay, no, you didn't hear it. Never mind.
I did. Genshin Impact.
Oh, okay. It's just not funny then. Fine. Yeah, My Neighbour Totoro, another one of the few originals that I watched when I first learned the Studio Ghibli. Yeah, solid. I can't really think of anything that I could complain about it. I remember watching this back, I think it was in, I want to say year 8. So we're going back a long time ago.
I found it quite hard to believe that, because I'm just going to double check it. I'm pretty sure this is quite an old one.
Yeah, I think it's 90s.
And
if not early 2000s.
It's 88.
It's fucking okay, it's older than I thought it was.
What's incredible about it is, because I know it's still shown on TV now, like it's the one anime film that actually gets shown, which is really weird. It looks like it came out like last year. Like it looks amazing.
Yeah, the quality is held really well. I don't know how they've done it. It's like you could, if you could compare it to anime films today, and it would still stand. Obviously, there's some films that are just completely out bouncing off the wall kind of thing.
Yeah.
So your Demon Slayer and your Jujutsu Kaisen, like they're just mad. But if you were to put that against just any other random anime movie, you wouldn't bat an eyelid twice. You'd think it'd be out this year. So it's that art style that just seems to work with it.
Yeah.
But no, I actually enjoy the story the most, if anything.
Story is very good. Very good.
Very bizarre as well, which is why I think I like it more. Especially the cat that is also a bus. I don't understand.
I love that.
It's a really funky design, and it really threw me off. But yeah, it's not something I expected to ever see in this lifetime.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm at S.
I put it in Great Watch. Weirdly enough, I wouldn't say it's S tier because, despite the fact that it is My Neighbour Totoro and a lot of people know it and it's very popular,
it's literally the film that made the studio in theory, and their logo is literally Totoro as well. Like
I'm aware.
Yeah.
My argument is that they've done better works, which is my problem. Because I don't want to start throwing everything into S tier just because I love Studio Ghibli. That's why I'm hesitant.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it's like if I said to you, compare My Neighbour Totoro to
The Wind Rises.
The Wind Rises, thank you. I keep forgetting the name.
The Wind Rises to me personally is better in terms of story and animation and what it did. I'm probably putting it there. I probably want to put it in S because of what it is rather than what it actually is like. Whereas it is a good watch, but it's probably not God tier when I think about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. There are better works by the studio. I would love to have a sit down and just say, right, out of all these films, whatever ones we pick that are good are just S tier automatically. But we can't do that. So I'd put it in Great Watch, but it'd be a high Great Watch if we were to do gradings of it.
Yeah. Next film, Poco Rosso.
Well, okay, I remember Poco Rosso quite fondly.
I liked Poco Rosso.
It's such a strange film to me, though, because if I remember serves me right, he turns back into a normal person towards the end, doesn't he?
Again, it's been so long since I watched it. I've actually watched this twice.
Oh, well, I know that the main gist of it is Porco Rosso is basically like one of the best pilots in the world. Or something like that.
He was cursed, wasn't he, to look
Yeah,
like a pig, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, because I think he got with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it because it sounds cliche as hell, but I think it actually probably was a witch that he got with, and when those two broke off, it cursed him. But that's the only way I can seem to remember it.
But like you said, he's like one of the greatest pilots in the world. It's like...
Yeah, he's like an ace pilot. He's fucking brilliant.
This, I think, is where they sort of... I'm pretty sure this was older than The Wind Rises. Pretty confident. And it has that sort of... Because it's all about planes and stuff. And they...
Yes.
Up in the clouds and whatever. Yeah. They use that in The Wind Rises, and I think that's, again, why I enjoyed The Wind Rises. They nailed what they did in Porco Rosso, if that makes sense.
Yeah. They took it. They took what they did already and made it better, basically.
But then saying that, it's not like Porco Rosso's bad and then they just made it better. Porco Rosso's brilliant. Like, it's a good film.
It's a very good film. But I know there's a lot more depth to it than just like flying planes and racing, though. Because I think there's like pirates that get involved with it as well. If memory serves me right.
I can remember. Yeah, I can't remember if he crashes or if he just ends up like on an island.
He crashes, yeah.
And he ends up with a girl or something, and then doesn't he take her back to her family and they rebuild his plane or something? I can vaguely remember it.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember that being quite a chaotic like bit of scenes as well. Like there's like the family's quite big, if I remember rightly. Like there's loads of kids and stuff. So, and they like hash his plane together like really quick or something. It's quite a weird scene.
Because if memory serves right, they've got all the kids working on the plane as well, haven't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like an uncle or a dad who's like a plane mechanic. And he's like bossing them all round, and they're all just like building this plane back. It's like quite weird, it's but
in typical Studio Ghibli fashion, there's something odd in there.
I'd
be putting Porco Rosso in great watching for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to like not fill it up, but. It just is a good watch. It just is a solid watch. Right. I'm pretty sure you've seen this one as well, Princess Mononoke.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No way.
Of course I've seen Princess Mononoke. It's one of my favourites of all time.
Again, this is one of them films that does the environmental message.
It's more to do with the hunting kind of message, if anything.
But still, it does it well.
Yeah.
Well, you say that, but they are destroying the forest, didn't they? They're chopping down the trees.
They're breaking down the... It's like for that mine thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So there is like an environmental message, but you're right, there is like the hunting part as well. And about like, basically the whole thing is just leave nature as it is kind of thing.
Yes, pretty much. Leave nature the fuck alone and everything will be fine.
Which we haven't done, but there we go. But yeah, the film's probably an S.
Yeah, I'm happy with it going straight to S tier.
Because I think this is one of the first films where there's like real violence as well.
Yeah, if you want a Studio Ghibli film with blood and actual violence in it, this is the film.
If you want a film that's more for grown-ups than children, this is definitely the one. Not to say that none of these are like... Studio Ghibli does a really good job of having like what I'd class as kids anime films. Like I'd say like Ponyo, for instance, is really good at that. Princess Mononoke is probably the one film in all of Studio Ghibli where
it's more suited towards teens and adults.
Yeah, it's more of an adult's film than for kids. More grown up, like...
that's just due to the messaging in it and the fact that there's a bit of gore in it.
Yeah.
I say gore, it's not really...
No,
compared to the other stuff you can see, it's not that bad.
There's bits of blood, that's about it. And you see, like... You see people getting killed as well.
You do. You see people getting decapitated as well. Yeah. Not just killed.
Yeah.
It's proper violence in it, we'll put it that way.
But it's done well at the same time. Like, it's not...
It's done very well.
Really gory, it's just done well. But...
Something I particularly really enjoyed about it was when they actually do go and hunt, like, I think it's the boar they start with, because, like, I'm not sure why they go out and hunt it. I think it's, like, because they trespass and the boars attack them, or something like that. But anyway, the chief boar gets kind of killed and ends up turning into a demon and just starts wreaking havoc on everything.
Yeah.
And, like, I think that's, like, a really interesting twist on how to do the whole leave nature alone kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can come back and bite you on the arse, basically.
Yeah, you'll come back to life. And not only that, it's like some of them were even undead and still moving. It's just really strange.
Yeah, because it's like the carcass gets taken over by, like, evil spirits, basically. And it reawakens them and makes them, they're literally, like, rotting, but they're still moving and stuff. It's, like, messed up, but it's good.
Yeah, and then there's the deer, which is like the forest god. God knows what. I don't know how they thought of that design, but Jesus Christ.
It's quality, though. It's like
very good.
It's like something out of Elden Ring. It's amazing.
It's literally it's an eldritch horror easily.
Yeah. But
So yeah, like you say, exactly out of Elden Ring. It would feel like it fits in there. S tier.
S tier. 100% S tier. Fully deserving.
Speaking of S tiers,
Another potential S tier.
no, it is S tier. There is no potential.
Yeah. No introduction really needed.
No, not really.
Quite hard.
You want to go over the 101 things and why this is needs to be an S tier?
Oscar.
You want to start with the bathroom scene?
It's an Oscar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Oscar winning to start with.
One of the only any anime to win an Oscar, to be recognised. Yeah, the bathhouse scene is amazing. Like, it's got, so Spirited Away has iconic characters.
Yes.
Like, a ton of iconic characters, which is incredible for a film to do anyway. Story is great. It's simple to follow along to as well.
Yeah.
Very simple. But the animation, the animators, they literally must have just said, go for it, do what you want to do. And literally the bathhouse scene is that's what we got, and it is just amazing. Just literally amazing.
The bathhouse scene is literally just, we're going to spend 2 weeks, or no, we're going to spend 6 weeks on this one scene, have full at it and see what happens.
Yeah.
The amount of animation work that must have got into that is unreal.
Oh yeah. It's just like, make whatever you want, and they went cool, and they just went with it.
And the crazy thing is because it's all to do with spirits, like anything can go, so they just made up loads of random stuff.
Yeah.
It's like even the 3 rolling heads that Babidi, not Babidi, that's Dragon Ball Z. What am I on about?
The witch. It's the witch.
Yeah, what's the witch's name?
Oh god, I can't remember her name. I can't remember her name. So bad.
This is one of the things that are going to bother me.
I can't remember. I'm really bad with names. Really bad with names.
So I think I want to say Spirited Away, the main character is called Shiro or something like that.
Or is that the guy who saves her?
Chihiro, that's why I'm close. Yubaba, that's the name. But yeah. So I had to look it up. It would have been a name that bothered me.
There's just too many iconic characters for it not to be good. Like you said, you got the main character, then you got the guy who's trying to save her. You've got the guy who's downstairs who does the coal. He's like a spider.
True.
He's iconic. You've got the girl that helps her. You've got the ghost face that comes in. You've got the witch. You've got the giant baby that's her son.
That blows my mind.
Yes, you got the 3 heads, as you said. It's just such a good film. It's also there's so many good scenes in it. Like when they, even the start of the film when they're going, because they're moving house, and then they stumble upon I think it's an old train station is what it looks like. Then they end up walking out, and it goes into a field, and they think it's like an amusement park, and then they end up in the village or in the town of Spirited Away. The beginning section, the animation's beautifully made for that bit. Then you go into the town, again, beautifully made. There's all like the food on the thing where they start eating and all that. Then you've got the bathhouse on the outside that looks amazing. You've got the bridge. You've got the town overlooking the water that she sees with the train going through the water, which is iconic as well. It's like every single part of that film is just amazing.
It's kind of sad in a way to think about, because it feels like it's a bit of a lost trade as well, because you don't see anime films nowadays doing that kind of stuff. Like, not to the level it says.
No, this is what worries me with the fact that, because Miyazaki obviously retired, but he is doing one more film.
Yeah.
Which is called The Boy and the Heron, which is coming out, I think, next year, I believe. I'm hoping they're not going to rush that, because I think if it's going to be his last film, I'm hoping that this is going to be the one. Yeah. I'm hoping this is going to be another Oscar-worthy film, and I'm hoping this actually like just steamrolls Spirited Away. That's what I'm hoping. But it's going to need to be one hell of a film.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot to beat Spirited Away. Like, even modern day films now, you could compare it to Spirited Away, and Spirited Away would win.
Yeah, there's not many films.
Like, you can only ever say they beat them if it's personal preference. Like, if I say, I don't know, I would say, like, if I were to put Spirited Away, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, like, in a row and say which is the best one, I would probably say Demon Slayer because I enjoy Demon Slayer the most, but then it'd be Spirited Away, then Jujutsu Kaisen. But I still think Jujutsu Kaisen is a phenomenal film.
To me,
that's just like preference at that point.
Truthfully, the only two films to me that come on par with, not off of preference, but I'd imagine that a lot of people would probably agree with me. There's only two films that really can come off the top of my head, and that's Your Name, and then
I've not seen that, I can't judge.
And then Akira. A lot of people still say that Akira is one of the best anime films ever made, which I can argue I'd probably say kind of is, but Spirited Away is just, I mean, it is like the only film to win an Oscar. Like, that is a big deal, big deal. And it's been what was it, 2003 Spirited Away came out. Like, it's 20 years now,
something around there. Yeah,
and we still haven't had one get an Oscar. Like, no other, you know, anime is getting better, like, in terms of looks. Like you just said, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, they look better.
Yeah.
But the stories ain't pulling in Oscar worthy, like, you know, they're not being looked at for that. It's Spirited Away that got that. Yeah.
It basically blew all expectations out of the park when they did it.
On top of that, with a lot of these films, but certainly with Spirited Away, Joe Hinashii did the score for it, and it's just perfection.
Yeah, he definitely did maybe a lot of justice.
He did a lot of he's done a lot of these films, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the films that we've stuck in S and Great Watch are films that he did soundtracks for. But I'm pretty sure Spirited Away had Miyazaki direct and produce and stuff. Joe Hinashii did music and sound, like, score and stuff. Like, the combination of the team that they had for Spirited Away was going to be Oscar worthy at that point. Like, they just put the best that Studio Ghibli had to offer, and that's what you ended up with.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
I'm hoping that they do the same with the new film, but we'll see. So with that,
S tier, easy.
S.
S tier.
S. Heaven tier.
We'll just say Z tier.
It's amazing. I think that's right. I'd say that's right where we've got with this.
Yeah, you could definitely like move a couple around, but general feeling, then yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd say 3 S tiers out the whole catalogue is a good thing, and then a further 6 is a great watch.
Yeah, we've pretty much put half.
Yeah, half the catalogue is really good, and then the other half of it is good.
Yeah.
So you can't complain.
Yeah, but obviously, don't just take our word for it. You know, literally go and watch them. There was the way that I watched them is I found a tick-off list of all the films, but the tick-off list did have Mirazaki's first film, which is Lupin. So, a Tale of the Cassaro or whatever it's called. Pretty good film. That's like, that is 70s, I'm pretty sure. So if you really want to go whole hog, you can go and watch that as well. But yeah, find a tick list and just watch through them, and then come to this. You'll find this down in the description. You can use this. Rate myself and let us know what you think's S and what you don't like. But they're all solid watches. You're not gonna find something that you're gonna want to turn off per se. Judge them for yourself. I think they're all good films, really. But obviously there's just ones that you want to watch again and again and again, and then there's just ones that you watch once and you'll go, fair enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It helps us out. Also hit the subscribe button and keep up with more videos that we do. We also take recommendations, so if you've got any video ideas or anything you'd like us to see, or any tier lists you'd like us to do, let us know. We also do playthroughs. I do mine on a Monday, you do yours on a Wednesday.
See?
And yeah, so there's plenty of content on the channel for you to watch. But until next time, we will see you later. Goodbye.